Oh yeah, I'm bringing it back to you. So what's up, guys? Just finished seeing Fast and the Furious 10. I'm not even sure. Is there like another extra name for it? I think it's just Fast and Furious 10. Fast and Furious 10, whatever. Funny enough, so I'm standing in front, and before I even say how I felt about this movie, you see what's in back of me? Guardians of the Galaxy. And I have to say that I had a better time watching this than watching Guardians of the Galaxy. And not because this is necessarily a better movie, because it's not a better movie in terms of story and characters, but it's just hilarious. It's like so funny. Like so many things are happening in the movie that are like, wait, what? Like it's okay. So Fast 9, if everyone remembers, was like just they were like, we're gonna lean into how crazy we're gonna be, how silly we can be. Roman is going to mention like how we surviving all these crazy like attacks and everything. Like we're not dying, we must be superheroes. We're like or something like gods, deities. I forget what he says, but something like that. And like the car gods, they're the gods of the cars, right? And in this movie, they toned it down, which was great. Because last movie, I was just like, this is stupid. Like it's just ridiculously like they were surviving way too much. In this movie, they do tone it down to where, you know, they're not doing things like going to space and stuff like that, but they are still doing things you're like, how the hell are they just surviving things? Like good, like really, physics doesn't exist in this movie. Basic science doesn't exist. I mean, it just doesn't. You really have to turn off like your sense of rationale when enjoying this movie, and it will make it much better. But I just couldn't help but laugh. I think what makes it better is, some of you guys know, I live in Japan. Japan, all Asian people, Asian, Japanese, right? And Japanese people don't really respond in movies. They don't show they kind of stoic. I mean, they do respond, but you don't hear any gasp or anything like that. So I usually have to look around and look for faces. And I was looking at, like, with the guy next to me, he just kept making faces every 5 seconds. He was like the biggest fan. Forget Marvel fans. He was like, must have been a Fast and Furious fan. He loved it. That was something I see to half the stuff that was happening in this movie. Brie Larson is in the movie. Talk about auditions. Brie Larson's in the movie. She was okay for her character. This is an okay job. Not as an action person, I don't know. I think because she's so small, it's hard to see her in like action, like fighting people, which she does do in this movie. But she was okay in her role. John Cena's there because John Cena is playing. In the last movie, he was the main villain, side villain with Charlize Theron's character, and because he was bad in that movie. In this movie, he's playing, he's a good guy because he joined Dominum at the end of the movie, and he's able to be more of the John Cena that you see in like, actually reminds me of wrestling roles, because of some of his interactions with some of the people, like how he just reacts like in comedic sense. But it felt like more of the old John Cena I'm used to. But I did like seeing him as a bad guy in the last movie, so that kind of does suck seeing that difference. But anyways, very, very good. I don't know also too, if they ever do a Terminator movie, I hope they cast him because he would make a good Terminator, like to replace Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just I think his look, his build. I used to want it to be The Rock, but I could see John Cena doing it. But yeah, John Cena was great in the movie. Alan, I forget his name, Alan Richard, I forget, he was in, he played Hawk in the Titans, and I know he was in a couple different, he was in Titans, he plays Raph in the Ninja Turtles movies, the Michael Bay ones, at least the second one. Let me see, yeah, I think he plays him. He was in this movie, he did a good job, I didn't expect to see him. And going to like the biggest addition, Jason Momoa, who I'm only familiar with him from really Justice League. I know he's been in other things, I've seen him in other things, but I really remember him from Justice League, being Aquaman. And he's playing a completely different character. I've heard in reviews, everyone keeps saying, Jason Momoa is awesome, Jason Momoa is awesome. He's so, just the way he plays the villain, he hams it up. And he was the best part of this movie. Every time he was on screen, it was just hilarious. Like, from his introduction scene, he starts off a little bit more serious, but once he starts getting into the flow, it's like, this guy is hilarious. Like, was so happy. He's the best villain of these whole movies. He plays it completely differently. He doesn't take the whole, like, serious approach. Like he's a serious villain. Like he's trying to do things, you know, of course, to kill the good guys. But he does what? How do I say it? He's hamming it up. He's hamming it up, and it works. It makes the movie so much more enjoyable. It, with all the explosions and like lack of physics and stuff like that happens, it just adds to it in a perfect way. Anyways, maybe we'll do a spoiler review when I get home, but I just had to get like all my energy because I really enjoyed this movie. Like, it's just so silly. Kind of stupid, but it's like I had a great experience. Like, money worth it, well spent. We'll see how things continue because, as you know, the movies, Vin Diesel already said years ago that Fast 10 isn't gonna be the last one. So I want to see how the franchise ends. Anyways, Blue Ninja, like, what is it, all that? Like, subscribe, share the video, all that stuff. Comment down below, and I'll catch you guys later.